We're joined this morning by Ron Gravino, Vice President of the Garden State Arts Foundation. And this fall, the foundation is once again making live music accessible to all with the 2025 Free Fall Concert Series kicking off Tuesday, September 9th. Wait a minute. Is that this past Tuesday? Yes, it was. Kicked off yesterday. Sorry about that. Got to pay attention to my dates. At 1:30 at the PNC Bank Arts Center in Holmdel, the opening show featured Herman's Hermits, starring Peter Noon, joined by the legendary vocal group, The Association, two icons of the 60s pop music, rather. If you were alive then, I was a baby, but I was. Ron, welcome to the show. Good to have you on, sir.
Thank you very much, Ken, for having me on. It's an honor to follow that icon, David Wildstein. Unnerved me a little bit. And I was going to hang up earlier because in another life, I'm commissioner of the New Jersey Turnpike Authority. And you've been really reporting a few problems on our roads today, but I'm here. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I don't know how you must have had a bottle of Tums, industrial strength Tums, on your desk each day, handling the Turnpike Authority. I don't even know how you could have managed that. That must have been incredible.
Two very busy roads.
Yeah, absolutely. But amazingly built. And if you look at them, without digressing too much, they are beautiful. It's amazing how huge they are. And people should take the time and read about the fact why it's called the Turnpike and not I-95. And it was New Jersey's before it became the U.S. government's and all that, right? I love all that history about the New Jersey Turnpike. There's a reason why it has that name. But we will talk about that's another show for another day. Herman's Hermits and the Association, they opened up the 2025 Free Fall Concert Series. So how did that work out, and why that particular act to open things up?
Peter Noon is just an incredible performer. He's 77. He does over 100 shows a year. We had over 12,000 people yesterday, which was a record for us for a daytime show, free show. They loved it. Very happy the association opened for him. And people were very, very interested. They know his songs. So we're really glad to be able to get him out here.
I love that. I was a disc jockey for a bunch of years before I got into television, and yeah, so he's one of the mainstays. A buddy of mine runs a Kiwanis Club up in Putnam County, New York, and he has performed with my friend's Kiwanis Club a dozen times probably, and definitely a great act. He doesn't fail. Share how the Garden State Arts Foundation brings these performances to life, and why the mission of the Arts Foundation matters so much to people in New Jersey.
Sure. We're entering our 41st year. We're a 501c3, in other words, a charitable organization. We're a component piece of the New Jersey Turnpike Authority. So the board members are the commissioners of the Turnpike Authority, including the DOT commissioner, Fran O'Connor, who's our chair of the Turnpike. He takes a huge interest in the Arts Center and music. And our two strategic partners, PNC Bank and Live Nation, help a great deal in funding the shows that we put on. We try to do some oldies. We try to do some classical. We try to do some ethnic festivals. We had a show scheduled in the summer with Los Lobos, a Hispanic festival. Unfortunately, the weather decided to hit Holmdel, New Jersey directly that day with like a mini tornado. We had to cancel that show. That's very rare in 40 years, but we're going to bring them back again. So we do try to give some diverse shows to the community.
As pretty as Holmdel is, and it really is a pretty area, it seems if we ever want a video shot on our air of intense fog during the morning show, we show the camera that's in the parking lot at the PNC Bank Arts Center. And inevitably, even on a sunny day, there will be fog there. It's, I guess, because of where the ocean breezes meet, the winds off the land, whatever, you always get fog there. So that's sort of like, that's our inside thing. Pam, our director, knows we'll always go for fog at the PNC Bank Arts Center in Holmdel. The fact that the folks at PNC Bank and Live Nation help sponsor this is an amazing thing in this economy, because it costs money to put this on. You have to hire not just the act, but you have to hire security and people to help with directing people to park the cars, et cetera. So that's a big deal. How did you manage to get these folks on board?
Well, they had an interest in giving something back to the community. I don't have to say that ticket prices for regular shows are expensive these days. So it
Yeah.
was, both the bank, we work with them a great deal, and we work with Live Nation all the time. They're a great strategic partner, and we're thrilled to be, part of this team. And I think the people really do enjoy it. I get pleasure. I give remarks at most shows and get to look out, and people are genuinely happy. I think that there's something that's still free out there.
And I was reading you get 100,000 or more attendees every year. That is huge. Clearly, the series has a wide appeal. So, what is new or different in the lineup this year that fans could look forward to?
Well, as I mentioned, yesterday's show was just fantastic. We were thrilled that we had 12,000 people in the afternoon. The weather always plays a part in a free show. If it's bad, people don't show up. But it was great yesterday. We have three more shows coming up. Again, all free. Anyone can book the tickets by just going onto our website, and they get electronic ticketing right away, emailed to them. We have on Monday, September 29th, an afternoon of music and memories with the Happenings, Vito Pacone and the Elegants, and the Coda Band, who's really very well known in the local area. We have two evening shows. One on September 19th called Malt Shop Memories. Malt Shop Memories is also a sponsor of ours. They do oldies cruises where you go out on the boat with the acts, and it's really, I did it once. It was really, really quite good. And there's probably 10 acts on that show. That's 7 o'clock on Friday, September 19th. And then we've had a 12-year relationship with Cousin Brucey. Cousin Brucey is an icon from WABC radio back in the day. He brought the Beatles to America in '64, and he's still out there. He's on WABC again on the weekends, and he comes and MCs and brings in some really great acts. We have on Friday, October 3rd, 7:30, Cousin Brucey presents the Rascals' 60th anniversary tour, and Gary Lewis and the Playboys. The Rascals again have a lot of hits, Good Lovin' and other things that I think people would certainly know if they heard them. So we hope that people would come and see us. Go to our website, gsafoundation.org, and you can order tickets anytime.
Ron, Cousin Brucey, just to give you a little insight, a little fun fact, he taught me as an adjunct professor at NYU. Two different classes I took, and he gave me a D in one of my classes because I was already working as a professional disc jockey in New York, and he thought that my work should have been higher than everybody else in the class. So to make an example, he gave me a D, the only D I ever got in my entire life for anything. It's and every time I see Bruce, I remind him. He goes, "Well, cousin, you should have gotten an A. You should have done better work, but cousin, you just mailed it in." So he's probably right. He's just a lovely, lovely, lovely man, and his wife Jody they're just sweet people, good people. So it's nice to see he's still doing it.
I'm going to yell at him this morning after this call, and you should come on the 3rd, and I'll make nice. I'll make sure you get an A.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if it's funny. He's in his 80s now, and sometimes his memory fades a little bit. Every time I go up and see him, I have to remind him who I am. But that's okay. I love him to death, and he'll always be a favorite. He'll say, "Wait, Ken, that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar, cousin." He is truly a living legend, and the last of the lineup of the great golden WABC 77 music radio of the 60s and 70s that was just number one radio station in the history of radio. And he was the star at night. Just amazing. It is so nice to have you on. You helped bring back memories for all of us. Ron Gravino, please come back in. And sometimes I would love to do a show on the highway system, and I pick your brain about that. It's fascinating. Ron Gravino is the vice president of the Garden State Arts Foundation. I know you got your hands full with this. It's so nice what you're doing, and I'm sure people love and appreciate you. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Please come back. All right, Ron. What a good man.